you guys, so today I'm going to show you how to make my pumpkin cheesecake. It's the perfect way, guys, to end your Thanksgiving meal. It's a great alternative to your classic pumpkin pie. And who wants pumpkin pie when you can have a delicious, creamy pumpkin cheesecake? In this video, I will also show you how to achieve a no-crack bakery-style cheesecake today. And I'll also show you in this video how to make from scratch your own pumpkin puree, which is going to take 5 minutes to make, guys. It's as easy as opening a can of pumpkin. That being said, let's get started. I'm closing this. Start by making the pumpkin puree that we'll need for our cheesecake. I've shown you in the past how to use just straight up raw shredded pumpkin for my pumpkin cake recipe, but this recipe does require an extra step. We really do need to make a puree because it's a cheesecake. To a saucepan, you're going to add your pumpkin cut into small pieces and a bit of water. We're essentially steaming the pumpkin. If you have a steamer, you can go ahead and use that. I don't, so I'm going to do it this way. Cover your pan, let it come to a gentle boil, and you want to cook this for about 5 minutes. You'll know it's ready because it will be tender to the touch, but you still want this to hold somewhat of its shape. This is done. All you have to do now is drain the water and puree it. How easy was that, okay? Now, if you did use a steamer, this is ready to use as is. However, if you did cook yours in some water like I did, you really need to either strain this. Pumpkin absorbs a lot of unnecessary water, or if you have a cheesecloth, you can use that as well. Whichever method you decide to use, you'll end up with a beautiful puree. Okay, so set this aside and we're going to make the actual cheesecake. For the crust, you'll need some digestive biscuits crushed into crumbs and some melted butter. Now, if you want, you can certainly add some spices or finely chopped nuts. My mother loves to do that. I personally love a basic, simple crust. It's really up to you. Pour this into your springform pan lined with parchment paper, pressing it firmly onto the bottom of your pan. And you can either bake this for 10 minutes or just put it in the fridge to rest. It's up to you. Okay, so let's move on to the filling, which is the most important part of this recipe. In my bowl, I have some cream cheese and vanilla. I like to add some Greek yogurt, or you can use sour cream if you prefer. It's going to add a subtle, delicious tanginess to the cheesecake. Mix these ingredients well until you get a homogeneous cream mixture. Do not mix these too long, and then go ahead and add the sugar, the pumpkin spice, and the pumpkin puree. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up for me, guys. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Make sure to subscribe. There's going to be lots of delicious fall/winter recipes coming up. Okay, so once those are mixed, add the eggs one at a time. Let's talk for a moment, okay? Cheesecake is a dense custard-like cake. The longer you continue to mix this, the more air you will incorporate and the more likely your cheesecake will crack. I do have a video dedicated entirely to cheesecake explaining the science behind it, and I'll leave it in the description box below in case you're interested in learning more about cheesecakes. A good way to not continue to incorporate air is to just finish mixing the cheesecake by hand with a spatula. Now, I like to also add some flour. In my opinion, that's one of the things, well, besides eggs, obviously, that distinguishes a baked cheesecake from a no-bake cheesecake. Baked cheesecakes are definitely more firm than no-bake ones, but this ingredient here is optional. My mother never adds it. It's personal preference, okay? Make sure you incorporate that well, and you're going to pour this into your pan lined with aluminum foil, and I do like to do 5 to 6 layers, guys, of the foil. Make sure it's surrounding your cake pan completely and it goes all the way up to the top. Smooth out your cake with an offset spatula, and we're going to cook this in a water bath. It's a gentle and even way of cooking this cake. So place your pan in another pan filled with some hot water, and you're going to bake this cheesecake at 150 degrees Celsius or 300 Fahrenheit for around 50 minutes. The center should still be jiggly. Turn off your oven, close the oven door slightly, and let the cheesecake stand this way for about 10 minutes. The cheesecake should have a beautiful, smooth, and flat top and even coloring. Let this cool completely at room temperature and then put it in the fridge. Do not refrigerate the cheesecake until it has completely cooled. You guys, even if you're not a huge pumpkin fan, everybody, come on, is a cheesecake fan. This cheesecake is just incredible and will be the star of your Thanksgiving meal.